Do you ever feel like you're just existing day to day instead of truly living?
If you spend the rest of your life worrying about everybody thinks about you, someday you'll never have to worry about it again, because when you die, nobody will remember you were here.
Do anxieties and self-doubt hold you back from achieving your dreams? Well, Dr. Myles Munroe provided the blueprint to stop wasting your potential and start fully realizing your divine gifts and purpose.
Are we going to be those proactive people who make sure that we affect what happens?
I'm going to walk you through his profound teachings so you can escape mediocrity and maximize your potential.
Some benefits when you seek it. All of these what? Things shall be added unto you.
Intrigued? Let's get started. Number 1. Discover your unique purpose. Do you want to waste your talents and die without making an impact? Do you want your gifts to never see the light of day? Well, continuing to ignore your unique purpose puts you on the path to an unmarked grave, full of songs unsung and dreams left unpursued. I don't want that tragic fate for you. Dr. Myles Munroe taught that we each have innate talents and abilities designed by God to solve specific problems.
The difference between an adult and a child is a child obeys, an adult negotiates.
Identify that purpose and direct all your efforts towards it before it's too late. Oprah Winfrey once said, "Everyone has a calling whether they recognize it or not."
I have always felt like there was a calling on my life, and I responded to the call. I obeyed the call.
Your real job in life is to figure out why you are here and get about the business of doing it. You may be thinking, easier said than done. How can I actually discover my specific purpose? Dr. Munroe's teachings give us a simple but profound formula.
You think life is a cupboard full of groceries, bank account full of money.
Sow seeds in the areas of your natural giftings and abilities. Pay attention to what brings you joy. Then notice in what unique ways you can meet needs around you. At the intersection of your talents, passion, and people's needs is your sweet spot of purpose and contribution. I adore this wisdom. Let me break down exactly how you can apply it right away. First, take inventory of your innate skills and what comes easily for you. What talents did I possess as a child before the world told me what I should be? When do I lose track of time because I'm so engrossed in an activity? What knowledge or wisdom do people ask me to share my perspective on? Pay attention to the overlap between your abilities, your joy, and people's needs. Reflect on times when you created value without much effort on your part.
So I gotta ask a question we must answer today then. What is a species? And what did God create when he created man? And how does that connect to the other species God created?
Consider what problems you seem to know how to solve intuitively. Therein lies clues to your purpose. Are you catching the vision here? Now I want to equip you to Number 2. Eliminate distractions and energy leaks. Do you ever feel drained, scattered, and pulled in a million directions? Well, our busy, overstimulated world is sabotaging your capacity to achieve great things. Dr. Myles Munroe prescribed radical action. Take out the knife and cut out the relationships and activities hijacking your energy. Sever ties with anything delaying your date with destiny. If you've heard of Gary Vee, you know he preaches that.
They didn't need to go buy something expensive, so that became a framework.
Focus is today's competitive advantage. The focused will inherit the earth. You may be thinking, but I have demanding work obligations and family commitments. I can't just quit everything dragging me down. Here's Munroe's brilliant solution. Become a master scheduler. Carefully plan your weeks in advance to maximize purpose-aligned activities. Schedule focus time daily to chip away at your big goals, and schedule space for self-care to recharge your battery. Protect your calendar at all costs. Steve Jobs famously planned every minute of his day with ruthless efficiency.
If you count the attempted suicides, 13 so far this year.
Likewise, you must guard your schedule from pointless meetings and trivial obligations. Your time here is precious and fleeting. Eliminate energy leaks so you have a margin to make your once-in-history contribution. Now, let's get ultra practical. Grab your calendar and ask yourself, what activities, relationships, or obligations are dragging down my energy and focus each week? Write those time and energy drains down. Now ask, what would my schedule look like if those distractions were eliminated? Get creative. Block off chunks of time for purposeful work. Schedule space to recharge so you can operate at peak energy. As Munroe taught, the secret to harnessing your gifts is creating space to cultivate them. Number 3, set God-sized goals. Do you want your life to count for something significant, or do you want to play it safe? Those big world-changing dreams in your heart, it's time to stop treating them like fantasies and start pursuing them as bold faith goals. Dr. Myles Munroe prescribed setting ambitions so big that they seem illogical to limited thinkers. Defy small expectations. You serve the God of the impossible. If he gave you a vision, that means he has already resourced you for the vision. As Joan of Arc said, "I am not afraid because God is with me. I was born to do this." You too were born for bold exploits. I can hear the inner critic screaming, "Be realistic. Getting my hopes up leads to disappointment." And to that, Munroe would say, whose reality determines your standards? Society's limitations or God's unlimited power and resources accessible to you by faith? Expand your thinking. What current goal makes you nervous just thinking about it? That's exactly the type of accountability partner I want to be. Let's elevate your targets into faith zones that require divine intervention. Maybe that means impacting 1 million people, launching an international movement, curing a deadly disease, or even earning billions to fund your vision.
Here, dude, we want to buy clothing, we want to go to Miami.
Now, let me equip you to formulate goals with teeth to actually achieve these divine ambitions. First, get ultra-specific on the end vision, naming the precise goal achievement you are declaring by faith, then work backwards. What would need to happen this year to make that 5-year goal possible? Break it down into 12-month chunks. Finally, structure your days and weeks to take micro steps toward the end goal. Living this way positions you for the thrill of watching a grand dream unfold over years of perseverance, one faithful small step at a time. Right about now is when the voices of doubt and distraction get loud. That's why we need to talk about Number 4, develop resilience in hardship. Waiting to pursue your dreams until circumstances are perfect is a trap.
That's not kingdom culture.
Adversity will always come, but Dr. Myles Munroe prescribed a vital mind shift to thrive through storms. Stop seeing crises as threatening obstacles. Start seeing challenges as growth opportunities. Imagine your difficulty as a gym to build strength. Approach setbacks by asking, how can this make me better? Use problems to drive innovative solutions. Cultivate the habit of uncovering blessings in disguise. Let's get practical. The next time a crisis strikes, pray for revelation on growth areas disguised as difficulty. Rank your core capacities. Is this hardship highlighting gaps like poor time management, lack of leadership skills, impatience, or other improvement areas? Brainstorm specific solutions to turn newly discovered limitations into strengths. A fitness guide would ignore weak muscles. They'd prescribe targeted training. Do the same with your emotional and mental muscles. Of course, building any muscle requires painful tearing first before making it stronger. Temporary pain for long-term progress will never feel fun or comfy, but refusing difficulty keeps you trapped in immaturity and stagnation. So I challenge you, when life feels painfully hard and unfair, will you throw in the towel on your potential or trust God to develop resilience through resisting trials?
They say, this is my pulpit. Nobody takes this. God called me here. I'm God's chosen. Don't you touch it. No one preaches in my pulpit.
The choice is yours. Let the plotting of critics and unexpected pitfalls develop your grit and capacity. Step into the weight room with me. Number 5, measure success by purpose fulfillment. If you really knew how dangerously short life was, you'd urgently throw off others' expectations to passionately maximize your unique impact. Dr. Myles Munroe warned against defining success by societal standards or money made, because comparison kills contentment. You end up forfeiting happiness to chase elusive applause or wealth. Instead, Dr. Munroe prescribed assessing success based on your purpose fulfillment. Filter every decision by asking, does this help me best invest my limited days into my divine destiny? Throw off the timeline of tradition. Marriage by 30, kids by 35, retirement by 60. BS. Design a custom existence around unleashing your one-chance potential, not spoon-fed cultural roadmaps. Maybe that alternative timeline means traveling the world single to globally impact others, starting a visionary company instead of quickly climbing the corporate ladder, redefining family to prioritize mentees alongside biological seed. Give yourself wholehearted permission to construct customized life hacks that scaffold maximum freedom to be radically fruitful. In the end, you alone stand before the Creator, and He's checking one box: obedience. How fully did you walk out the purpose I wrote into your original design? The rest is noise. Tune it out and stay true to your life song. My friend, our remaining days here are tragically few. I plead with you, do not waste your life creeping along the path of least resistance. Resist conformity. There are too many cheap graves filled with potential never birth. Yours doesn't have to be one of them. Not when you have access to these timeless principles from Dr. Myles Munroe for unlocking divine purpose and maximizing capacity. But mere information alone won't cut it. These truths demand action, so here is your chance.